History Uncovered presents Mary Stuart, the tragic Queen of Scots. Welcome to History Uncovered. Today we delve into the dramatic and often heartrending life of Mary Stuart, a queen whose turbulent reign, personal trials, and political intrigues still echo through the annals of history. Her story is one of ambition, passion, betrayal, and sacrifice, encapsulating the relentless struggle between royal destiny and the unforgiving tides of fate. Mary Stuart was born on December 8, 1542, at Linlithgow Palace in Scotland, a time when the country teetered between traditional Catholic values and the stirrings of the Protestant Reformation. Ascending to the Scottish throne when she was just 6 days old, Mary's infancy was marked by political maneuvering among regents who sought to control the young monarch and steer Scotland in a direction that suited their ambitions. Even as a baby, her future was shaped by the fierce struggle for power in a kingdom torn by religious and dynastic conflict. As Mary grew, so did the complexities of her role. Educated under the tutelage of noblemen and scholars, she was imbued with the rich traditions of her country and the ideals of a sovereign destined to rule. Yet the very forces that promised to elevate her also conspired against her. In a realm where alliances were as shifting as the Scottish Highlands, Mary's life was a constant dance with danger. Her early years were overshadowed by the intrigues of the nobility, whose ambitions often clashed with her own divine right to rule. The young queen's fate took a decisive turn when, at the age of 16, she married Francis II of France in 1558. In the glittering courts of France, Mary experienced both the splendor and the perils of royal life. Though the marriage was initially a means to forge a powerful alliance between Scotland and France, Francis's untimely death in 1560 left Mary a widow, deeply alone and exposed to the treacherous currents of European politics. The loss of her husband not only shattered her personal dreams, but also thrust her back into the perilous world of Scottish politics at a time when religious reform was reshaping the nation. Returning to Scotland, Mary found herself caught in a bitter struggle between Catholic loyalties and the rising tide of Protestantism. Her strong Catholic faith and her claim to the English throne made her both a symbol of hope and a lightning rod for controversy. Political enemies and ambitious nobles maneuvered against her, and her own decisions often fueled scandal and dissent. In a series of fateful choices, Mary attempted to navigate these turbulent waters, sometimes with surprising wisdom, and at other times with impulsive passion that led to tragic consequences. Her reign in Scotland was marred by a series of political intrigues, rebellious factions, and personal tragedies. Accusations of betrayal and misrule, combined with a series of tumultuous relationships and the loss of trusted allies, gradually eroded her support among the Scottish nobility. The culmination of these internal strife and external pressures forced Mary into exile. In 1568, she fled to England, hoping to find refuge and perhaps reclaim her lost crown, only to be met with suspicion and political hostility. For years, Mary Stuart languished in captivity under the watchful eye of Queen Elizabeth I, whose own fragile claim to the English throne was threatened by Mary's presence. The two queens, each a formidable symbol of royal authority, lived in a state of uneasy standoff, their correspondence and intrigues the subject of endless political maneuvering. Mary's enduring claim to the throne, combined with her Catholic faith, made her a rallying point for those who opposed Elizabeth's Protestant rule, and her very existence became a symbol of both hope and danger. Mary's final years were marked by relentless political scheming and personal despair. Despite numerous plots, both by her supporters and her detractors, her fate was sealed when she was implicated in the Babington Plot, a conspiracy aimed at assassinating Elizabeth and placing Mary on the English throne. In 1587, after a long and bitter struggle for survival, Mary Stuart was tried for treason. The trial, a bitter testament to the political and religious divisions of the time, ended with a verdict that left the Scottish Queen with no choice but to face execution. On February 8, 1587, Mary Stuart was beheaded at Fotheringhay Castle, her life extinguished amid the relentless machinations of a divided and turbulent Europe. Her death sent shockwaves through the political landscape of the British Isles and cemented her legacy as a tragic figure, a queen whose life was as brilliant and hopeful as it was doomed by the inexorable forces of political rivalry and religious strife. Today, Mary Stuart is remembered not merely as a martyr or a victim of her times, but as a complex and multifaceted ruler whose dreams, defiance, and deep personal tragedies continue to captivate historians and inspire storytellers. Her life, steeped in both royal grandeur and heart-rending sorrow, remains a poignant reminder of the high cost of power and the relentless pursuit of destiny. Thank you for joining us on this immersive exploration of Mary Stuart's extraordinary life, a saga of ambition, passion, and enduring legacy. Stay tuned to History Uncovered as we continue to reveal the captivating stories of historical figures whose lives have indelibly